Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So excited for this video. So I was originally planning to do this as part of my vlog. And then I thought, no, let's make this a whole video on its own because it deserves it, you know? It deserves it. We haven't done a Barnes & Noble haul on this channel for a very, very, very long time. And by that, I mean probably about 4 months. And so I figured the time is right. The time is right. And considering I'm moving to Texas in a matter of probably 6 weeks, this is most likely going to be like the last time I visit that Barnes & Noble, or maybe the second to last time, because I think I might go with my friend before I leave. But regardless, I'm probably not going to go to that particular one very often again. And so I wanted to, you know, have myself a little day. I got paid yesterday, thought let's get my nails done, let's go get a coffee, and then let's go browse some books. And I went in with the intention of buying 1 book, maybe 2 books, and I came out, I bought 9. I bought 9. I feel like, I can't remember the character's name, but the woman in Bridesmaids with the puppies. And she's like, I took 6. I took 6. 9. Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna go through them. Okay. There's 8 from Barnes & Noble, and there's 1 that I got elsewhere. And we'll talk about that one first because it's in my hands and I'm very excited to show you it. Basically, my friends, when Onyx Storm was released, I was one of the many thousands of people that tried to get the Target exclusive edition online at 3 a.m. I was also then one of the many, many hopefuls who queued up outside her local Target at opening time, waiting patiently to go in and hopefully get my hands on the exclusive edition. And I thought I had planned this well, because my Target, the closest one to me, is actually just opened. And I thought, how many readers are there in downtown Miami, first of all? Secondly, how many of them are going to be queuing at 8 a.m. outside Target for one specific edition of a book? Turns out, not that many, but enough that we were all disappointed when that Target announced that they didn't have any copies of the exclusive edition. They hadn't bothered ordering any. They had the regular deluxe, so we all walked away with one of those, but none of the exclusives. So I was quite sad, and I've tried getting my hands on it since. I've been to other Targets, none of them have had them, and I've been kind of like, okay, accepting of my fate, because there was no way I was paying the resale price. And I thought I'll just wait until they release some more. Anyway, fast forward to today, I go get my nails done. And 2 blocks away from my nail salon is another Target, and I usually go in after my nail appointment and I go and get a coffee and then I go browse the books. And today I thought, what if at this random Target that is nowhere near the center of Miami, like downtown area or midtown, what if this particular Target has the exclusive edition? And so I get my coffee and I get my little cake pop and I'm walking, reenactment, right? I'm walking along. And I see the Onyx Storm section, and I see plenty of Onyx Storms, and I'm like, okay, they've got Onyx Storm, but have they got the exclusive edition? And then, shining beacon of light, angels singing, I see just one singular copy. I notice the sticker first, and I run. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I run, and I get it, and it's so pretty. I could cry. But then I felt really guilty because as I was embracing the book, I was holding it to my chest, which I think is the appropriate reaction, right? I'm holding it to my chest. I'm so happy. I'm embracing this book, pretending I'm hugging Zayden himself as I'm browsing the rest of the Target book aisle. And I see this dad come in, and he's obviously on the phone to what I'm assuming was his daughter. Sounded like a girl. On the phone to his daughter. I can't see it. And I'm like, oh no. I immediately knew. I'm like, oh no. He's here for this. And I'm holding this, and I feel so guilty. But in my defense, she hadn't rung them and asked them to put it on one side. Okay? She hadn't reserved it. It was there on the shelf for my taking. But I was thinking, oh God, I felt so guilty. And then I could see him walking round and round and round the book section. I was like, I know that I'm holding what you're looking for, and it's the only copy, and I don't want to let it go because I also deserve this book. And so I go to the checkout, and I check out, and I see him holding a regular edition, and I just know the deep-rooted disappointment he's probably feeling that he couldn't get this particular edition for his daughter. And so I will be feeling guilty about that for the next 6 calendar months. So that's happening. So anyway, I got Onyx Storm. I'm very happy. Very, very happy though to have brought that beautiful edition home with me. And then I was in a spendy bookish mood at that point. I was high on life, the endorphins, knowing that I had secured the goods. And so I decided to go to Barnes & Noble because it was closer for me to go to Barnes from Target than it would be for me to go from my apartment. So I was like, I'll save myself the Uber fare and I'll go from Target to Barnes & Noble. And so I bought some books. They had a 50% off sale. So I got Evenings and Weekends by Ossian McKenna. So this is a literary fiction set in London in the summer. And honestly, for me, I was just really wanting that London summer vibe. If you've never been to London in the summer, it's a very special place. There's a whole new atmosphere overtakes the city, and it's actually my favourite time to ever be in London. It's a very, very special time of the year to spend there. And so I'm kind of hoping that this book is going to invoke that feeling for me, because obviously I don't live in the UK any longer. I don't want to live in the UK any longer, but I do sometimes miss London summer. And so I'm hoping this has the vibe. I don't really know anything about the actual plot of the book, only the summer in London, and then just the simple fact of it being a romance. And apparently it's quite light-hearted and quite heartwarming. And so I'm like, I need that in my life right now. It's been a tricky time recently again, so, you know. And then the other 50% off book I managed to snag is 5 Broken Blades by May Corland. I don't know much about this. So I believe it's 5 assassins that have been selected to try and kill a king or an emperor. But I could be incorrect in that one. Well, it says here, let the best liar win. So I don't know if they are actually assassins. But I believe that's the general ethos of the book. 5 of them chosen to try and kill this emperor or king or whatever he is. And I guess they get absolved for their crimes if they do, or something along those lines. I'm probably getting that completely wrong. But anyway, I've heard good things about this. This edition is absolutely stunning with the sprayed edges. And so I just thought, well, for half price, I can't really leave it on the shelf. If it had been full price, I wouldn't have bothered. But half price, I was like, okay. Then one of the books I was actually going in for, this is The Night is Defying by Chloe C. Penaranda. I actually haven't read The Stars Are Dying yet. I do have that. It's boxed up currently, ready for my move. But I got the hardback edition with the beautiful sprayed edges. And so when I heard that this released this week, I wanted to get the edition to match. Do I know if I'm going to love this? No. I don't have a clue. I've heard mixed reviews on the first book since it's been traditionally picked up, and that does make me a little bit nervous. But if I've done that thing where you buy the second book in a series before you've read the first and you don't like it, I'll just sell it. I'll just sell these lovely editions because they are beautiful, or I'll just display them. I mean, I'll probably end up reading them because God knows I sit through and make myself finish things that I absolutely hate. Prime example. Anyway, the next book in this haul actually starts a little bit of a trend. I say a little bit of a trend, there's actually 2 books that fall into this category, but I have already read Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I read it about 10 years ago. My friend bought me the trilogy, I want to say for my 20th birthday, maybe, or 21st birthday. She bought me the trilogy, the original Mistborn trilogy. And I read it and I really enjoyed it. And then I lent it out to a friend and I never got my copies back. And then now I'm really wanting to actually read the Cosmere, and I've heard that Mistborn is where you need to start. And I thought, okay, I need to reread it because I don't remember a thing that happened. And also I feel like I will appreciate this more going into it a little bit older. Because while I did enjoy it the first time, I was still more in my YA dystopian fantasy moment. And so although I did like high fantasy, my kind of only high fantasy book that I'd read really at that point was Lord of the Rings, The Silmarillion, and the Books of Lost Tales. So I feel like going back into it now as a more mature reader, I'm probably going to get a lot more enjoyment and just a lot more relatability out of this. So I'm reading Mistborn, and what I'm going to try and do is actually do a vlog for every one of the Cosmere books that I read. So once a month, I want to try and pick up the next book in the Cosmere and we'll read it together on here and you will get to see my thoughts. This is the plan. Whether or not this actually happens remains to be seen, but this is the plan. And so Mistborn will be book 1. I want to try and read it in February, but February is a very short month and I am trying to navigate moving to Texas at some point in the next 6 weeks. And so I don't know, honestly, if February is a realistic reading month for me to be starting to tackle the Cosmere, but we're gonna try, we're optimistic. Then I'm kind of missing dragons since I finished Onyx Storm. It has put me into the best kind of reading slump, the kind where it was so good nothing else really compares, rather than the kind of reading slump where everything you read you hate. It's more just like, it was so good and I kind of just want to reread Onyx Storm right now. So to try and relieve myself of the reading slump, I picked up Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. This has the same kind of vibes in the sense of uprisings, kind of people worshipping the dragons, although I feel like this is kind of being worshipped in a different way to kind of the respect that the humans have for the dragons in the Empyrean series. But this is descendants, so it says here, long ago, humans betrayed dragons, stealing their magic and banishing them to a dying world. Centuries later, their descendants worship dragons as gods, but the gods remember and they do not forgive. So similar but different vibes. I'm hoping this fills the Onyx Storm shaped hole in my heart, honestly. And if it doesn't, at least this is a very beautiful version. But Robin Hobbs blurbed this, and she said, what you will find here may be exactly what you love in fantasy. Dragonfall is an intriguing blend of magic, a thief, trickery, and an unexpected dragon. And so, I don't know, I just think this is going to fill that void for me. I then picked up Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco. I feel like I may be one of the few people left on the planet that hasn't read this series, and I've been kind of having FOMO. This was only $10.99 and I thought, okay, I'll pick it up and I'll try it. I know it's technically YA and I really am not getting on very well with YA anymore. Case in point. But I just wanted to try it because it is so beloved, and the new kind of spin-off or companion series is also really intriguing me, but I don't want to read that, like Throne of Secrets, Throne of the Fallen, all of them. I don't want to read them until I've read this trilogy. So we're going to start with Kingdom of the Wicked and we're just going to see what we think of it. And if we like it, great. And if we don't, fine. It was only $10, so it's not the end of the world. Then we have The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. You guys know that, first of all, I love R.F. Kuang. She's one of my favorite authors, and I know I've spoken about her a bunch on this channel. Like Babel, one of my favorite books of all time. Yellowface, absolutely outstanding. The Poppy War, also one of my favorite books of all time. Now, I have the UK paperback of this and Dragon Republic. I cannot find my UK paperback edition of this, and I really want to reread it. And honestly, I kind of love these editions now. They're really growing on me. So I've decided to just start again. So we're starting again with The Poppy War, and then we're just going to get Burning God and Dragon Republic. I know I've done those the wrong way around, but we're going to get both of them as well in matching editions, and we're just going to read them. We're just going to read them because I'm in a fantasy mood. I need something that's going to rip my heart out, you know, stamp all over it and give me a existential crisis. So, and then finally, I can't believe I've never read this, but I love My Salinger Year, the movie. It's fantastic, and I've been meaning to pick up The Catcher in the Rye for ages and read it because I'm a literary girly. How have I not read The Catcher in the Rye? Anyway, I decided to pick it up today because one of my friends that I'm talking to recently has picked it up off the back of watching My Salinger Year on my recommendation, and so I thought it was only appropriate that I do the same thing and actually read it and stand on business. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, friends, that was a very fast-paced haul. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, as always, please do leave me a thumbs up. Let me know what you're reading in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in another video very, very soon. Bye.